Thank you for coming, and it's a pleasure to see you all here. On Sunday we were at the Positive Living Group, which was a totally different age group from what we've got here, but it was just as exciting, So my name is Jenny, and here's the beautiful, beautiful Celia, and I've got to say she's beautiful, she's my son's partner. She'd just come in. Hi, Celia. And this is my husband, Alan, and we have known each other since we were 11. We've been married 41 years, and he's still my best mate. And that's because it's my creation and his creation. We work at our relationship every step of the way, and through that 41 years we've reinvented ourselves nearly every second. We've run pubs in London, in the city of London. We've taught, we've practiced, we've had a hackney business, driving taxis. In fact, I was one of the first women in England to drive a hackney cab. And what I'm going to say to you is that creation is happening all the time. You are creating your life every single second, and you have been since before you were a psychot, okay? And we need to now know, or to create the life you want, and know that you're in alignment with what you actually want. So the whole process is actually focusing on what you want, not what is. So it might be a different way of actually looking at life, completely different way of looking at things. And how you can check by using a very, very ancient dowsing technique, how you can check now, in the now, straight away. How you can use your life force. Does anybody know what your life force is?
Your life breath, chi.
Yes, it is your breath. And you can change anything you have learnt, and it is running on a subconscious level. You can change it in the now, straight away, so you can move forward. So what we're doing here is everything is energy. Absolutely everything is energy. And so colour is energy, form is energy, crystals are energy, attitudes are energy, everything is energy, so they have a vibrational frequency. Now, my belief is that every single one of us, first of all, has the thought. So it starts in the metaphysical. Then it goes down to the next vibration, which is our self-talk. But does anybody know how many thoughts we have a day? No. What did you say? No. Anybody can give a guess?
How can you measure
well,
that?
it's kind of been measured.
Based off who though?
Well, let's see. Yes.
What differentiates between separate thoughts? Could you also say it's just a continuous stream of one thought because it's going to be next? So
yes. So
you could say it's one thought.
One thought going on and on and on. It's good. Yes. But it's been estimated. It's been estimated 60,000 to 120,000 thoughts a day. And then that goes into your self-talk, so that's the next vibration down. Does anybody know how many words a minute that is?
I was thinking words.
It's about 300 words a minute. So you can be tap, before you've even got out of bed. Okay? And these are all vibrational frequencies that are actually creating your life. Because then you have what we call an emotion. Now your emotions. Has anybody heard of Esther and Jerry Hicks?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay. So Esther and Jerry Hicks, in my second book, has let me use what they call their vibrational emotional scale. And it goes from 1 to 22, but it's actually a guidance, okay? So we've got at the beginning here, it's like, I call it like that game Hot and Cold. Do you remember when you were young and you played that game Hot and Cold, where you hid something and you went hotter, hotter, colder, colder? Yeah, do you all remember that? Yeah? Well, this is exactly the same as this. So the scale would actually be the universe saying hotter, hotter, colder, colder. So in the first 7, you've got passion, enthusiasm, appreciation, happiness, positive expectation, a belief, optimism, hopefulness, and contentment. When you are in that state, so you've had your thought, you've got your self-talk, and then you've got your emotion, you are in balance for what you want. You are in the flow, as we call it. Yeah? So when you get to, how many of you, like boredom, how many of you get bored? That's the next one down. So the universe is saying you're getting away from what you want. Okay? The next one is anger, doubting. So once you start doubting, you are getting away from what you actually want and need. Revenge, worry, blame. Once you are blaming somebody for your reality, you are actually going away from what you want. Hatred, jealousy, insecurity, guilt, unworthiness, impatience. You're feeling overwhelmed or frustrated. These are because you are out of alignment, not the other way around. So if you think of your world as... has anybody ever heard of your world being your reflection, how you think and feel? Has anybody heard that before?
Yeah.
Yeah? So if the world is your mirror, as a metaphor, if I want to comb my hair, that changes. If I'm combing the mirror, that means I'm blaming anybody outside of me for my reality. If I'm combing the mirror, what's going to change? Absolutely nothing. So the change has to come from inside for you to see it outside. And being, hello, she's saying yes. And being in balance means that you will see, everybody being pioneers, being enthusiastic, being authentic, being inspirational, and they will be what they are. It is only fear that holds us back. Does anybody know what the 7 fears, the Maslow's 7 fears are? Anybody got any idea? No?
You don't mean like a hierarchy of needs?
Yes, it is a hierarchy of needs, but what are the 7 fears that's like a vibrational frequency, do you know? The fear of poverty. So if you are feeling, insecure, not safe on the planet, then you have the fear of poverty running from within. The fear of criticism. If you're afraid what people think, what they might say, if you are creating your reality, they're going to think and say exactly what you think they're going to think and say. But the fear of criticism is there. The fear of loss of love. The fear of loss of freedom, so you're not actually free, you're not a free spirit. The fear of old age, the fear of death, and the fear of ill health. Those are the 7 fears, and those fears are counteracted with the cards that I'm going to show you in a minute, because we're going to be using cards to actually divine the future. Okay, have I got any questions so far? Okay. So we've started with a thought in the metaphysical, then we've started, the next thing is your self-talk, then you have your emotion, and then you have a response. Now it can either be fight and flight response. Does anybody know the fight and flight response?
Yeah.
Okay, what?
Your adrenal system.
Your adrenal system, yeah.
And when you're in fear and you're challenged or you're frightened, it's do I stand and fight or do I run away?
Okay, and do you know what they actually are? You know, what happens to your body?
What you mean physically?
Yeah.
Well, things like your heart rate increasing,
Yeah.
the blood more rapidly flowing around your body because it's going to your extremities so that you can run if you need to.
Yes.
So your breath
Okay.
as well. That's keep calm.
No, that's great, that's great, that's great. There's a few more.
Testosterone. Do you get high levels of testosterone?
Yes, yes. And what can that cause in the body? Because you're always getting mind-body feedback. Every single one of you will be getting mind-body feedback. Every second of your life, you would have got mind-body feedback. You've heard that saying before? Mm-hmm. Yeah? So, anything else?
Cause stress.
Stress. And what will that cause you to do?
I suppose just become really stressed. Obviously, if you have a fight or if you run the stress off, don't you? If you do nothing,
Yes.
it's there, it's still within you.
Yes.
You're just feeling that stress and that pressure, but you're not releasing it.
Exactly, exactly. So then that can... Do you know how much adrenaline you actually use in a lifetime? Does anybody... I used to teach anatomy and physiology at Cambridge. Do you know how much adrenaline you actually use in a lifetime? How much? Anybody know? This is weird energy, actually. Does anybody know what a thimble is? Do you know what a thimble is? Half a thimble. Half a thimble. I know, you would think that, but it's real energy that's just pouring, just instant around the body. Okay, so you can become argumentative, become withdrawn, lose creativity because you've got another fear going on that's taking over. Work harder and longer and achieve less. Procrastinate. How many of us have procrastinated? We do, don't we? We do. We go in and out of this. Desire to run away. Feel tired all the time. Sleep problems, aches and pains, indigestion, hyperventilate, muscle tension, low sex drive. The list goes on and on. There's a lot of it in that book there. Anxiety, depression, fear of rejection, insecurity, phobias, hypochondriac. It goes on and on. So can you see that your thought is the first thing, and then your self-talk, then your emotion, and then your response. And like I say, you've got two responses, either fight or flight, or relaxation, or being in balance. So being in balance is why we do most of the holistic treatments and do meditation, do prayer, do all of this for equilibrium, to be in balance so that we can create the next minute. That's what we do. Okay? So does anybody know why you would want to be in balance?
So that you can experience the full magic of the presence and now.
Yes, why?
Why?
Yes, why?
Because then you're living life to its fullest. Otherwise, you're not living in the present. If your thoughts are elsewhere in the future, or you're contemplating the past, then you're not aware of everything that's happening now, which is unfathomably brilliant.
I'm not condemning thoughts or self-talk here. In fact, it's the most natural thing we do. Every single one of us do this, and this is how creation actually exists. So we're going to have thoughts, we're going to have self-talk, we're going to have emotions, and we're going to have a response. This is the way it actually works with every single one of you, every single day. Every single minute. You can think of something that you love and have a great big smile on your face, and you can think of something that is going to drive you crazy, and your whole body will actually tense up. Okay? So being in a relaxed state, we need a tool. And the tool is the one that I've got. This is the quickest and fastest one I know, because it is absolutely instant. It works in the now. But why would you want to be in that? Why would you want to be in that state of balance or relaxation? To be happy.
Better than not being.
Be happy. Better than not being. Yes.
In your own power.
You're in your own power. Yeah. Awareness expands. Now you all know that sense of your awareness expanding beyond what is, and you get your aha moments. Ah, got the answer. Ah, got the answer. You all do that. Creativity flows. Fears vanish. They do not exist when you are in a balanced, relaxed state. They do not exist. So fears actually vanish. You experience a liberating sense of peace.
Right, sorry to interrupt. Do they vanish or do you accept them?
No.
Because surely the fears are rational. They're not irrational fears.
Yes, but I'm going to show you how you can change it by creating what you want, not what is. But I will show you. You can be my first subject if you like. If you like. So, but wait till, you'll see. So you experience a liberating sense of peace and well-being. It opens the door to the subconscious, which holds the key to change. So you're in that hypnotic state. You've got the key to go into the subconscious that has been probably running your life on an unconscious level for a long, long time. Develops your intuition and your psychic abilities. Now, every single person is intuitive and psychic. You all use that energy, all of you. It increases the body's natural ability to learn and to retain information. And it's conducive all the time to your aha moments. So you're always getting your aha moments. Most of the time you get your aha moments. So you might have got something in your head going to bed, and then in the morning you might go, got it. You see your aha moments, but you want to have them 24/7. You want to have them rolling 24/7, all the time. And you do that when you're in a balanced state. So now, if I could have a volunteer. I'll do it. Come on then. Come on. Okay, so we're going to use, I'm going to do it first because everybody will be doing this in a minute. Come on up. What's your first name? Hannah. So what Hannah's going to do, I'm going to give me a number. Two. Okay, so Hannah is going to place this card on what we call her highest centre. We call it her balance centre, which is her higher heart, thymus centre, and she's going to place it there. Okay, so if you stand sideways, so everybody can see, with your feet shoulder width apart, that's it, and go inwards, so let go of the back of your knees, and stop, just relax. Then close your eyes, and just see which way the wind goes. Is it going backwards? Yeah. Can you all see her going backwards? Can you see that? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What she's done now, because we're using we're using ancient philosophy and quantum physics here. So what we're going to do now, what's that showed me is she holds herself back with this particular card. And I'll tell you what it means in a minute. That means she's coming from the amygdala. So her body, her mind-body feedback is going back. She needs to change that. And because we're electromagnetic in nature, she's going to use 2 hands to complete the circuit. And then she's going to use her life force, her breath, and she's going to take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath in, hold, and then let go of your breath. And as you let go of your breath, you're going to anchor it with saying balance. There you go, good. One hand down, close your eyes and see which way your body goes now. Slowly. Feel it fall forward. You just give that one more go, okay? You've got it. Can you feel it? Did you feel that pull? Okay. Okay, no, hold it. She has to feel it, so take a deep breath in. Hold, and then let go of your breath, and as you let go of your breath, just think balance. Good. One hand down. Just say which way you go. Are you going forward? Yeah. Okay. Stay with it. You'll go a lot more forward. Okay. Good. Can you all see her going forward? That means she's in the flow. She's actually changed something on an energetic level. And this card is, I am a free spirit. I am imaginative. Now, what that actually means, are you feeling okay? Okay, good. When in balance, we may be a bit of a martyr. Were you a bit of a martyr, do you think?
I don't know.
Okay. The orange diamond represents, so this is about relationships as well. It's about dancing. It's about being at one with everything. Out of balance, you can do eating disorders, alcohol and depression.
Drink a lot of alcohol.
Okay, and that's really what you call an addiction, and the addiction would actually anaesthetise your reality. Any kind of addiction anaesthetises reality, and we need to get back into it. I am a free spirit. It's the art of co-creation. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so that was the card. And you learnt to hold yourself back. And what you've done now with your breath is to change that to move forward. Okay? And I'll thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, I'd like you all to have a go now, where you are, so you can experience this, what it actually is. So, if we all stand, and place the card on what you call the balance centre, keep your feet moving forward, going forward.
Facing forward.
Facing forward.
Do more on your chest, on your balance centre. Other way now. This facing your balance centre.
Which is facing out, sorry.
This facing in. So
That's facing in.
Yeah, that facing in.
not like that.
Yeah, because it's in the high position, so there's a never-ending number. Okay, so if you just close your eyes, or you can close your eyes, you can open them if you want to. Let go of the back of your knees so you're quite relaxed, and then just see which way your body goes. Okay, as soon as you've done something, sit down. Okay, so placing the card on your balance centre, you are divining, you're using the card to divine, okay, to see where you are now. Now is the only time that counts, no other. Now, if you were going forward, it means you're in the flow. If you were going backwards, it means you've got a fear going on and you're coming from the amygdala, so you're holding yourself back. If you were staying still, it means you're feeling a bit stuck at the moment. If you were going to the right, it's hereditary, or if you believe in past lives, it's a past life that's alive in you.
The left, I was just swinging.
Swinging to one to the other. And the left is the future. So you have what if, what if, what if. So your mind is being influenced by the future. Is there something going on now? Yeah, there could be. So it's so important to be in the now, in the present. So important for that. So what you, if we can all stand up again now, because whatever happened, whichever way you were going, just put 2 hands on and take a deep breath in. Hold. And then let go of your breath, and as you're letting go of your breath, just think balance. And then 1 hand down to change. 1 hand down to check, sorry, so just check now. See which way you're going. Let go of the back of your knees so you're quite relaxed. As soon as you've done something. Has everybody done something?
So you want to solve this still?
Yeah?
Go one more time.
Has everybody done something? Yeah? Okay, sit. Yeah. We'll do some more of that later. Okay, so if you turn your card over, we'll just have time to go through that card. Life is a work of art, and this card depicts the art of independence, being independent. It's the red square with the turquoise star. Now, all the cards that are here are based on the square, the diamond and the circle, which is sacred geometry. Everything on this planet is made of those. They have 2 colours, and colour has a vibration. Everybody knows colour has a vibration. It has a feeling place and it has a vibration. So each one has a complementary colour. So the one you've been using is red and turquoise. So you've got the base chakra and the throat chakra. You've got the 2 of them going on. It also depicts, instead of having the yin and yang, which the cards used to be yin and yang, I turned them into colour because it was an aha moment, and it said everything has colour. There's nothing black and white. So everything has colour, so that's why the colour, but it's still the masculine and feminine. It's still the masculine and feminine frequencies. It also has 2 statements. I am powerful, I am successful. Now those words, you know when you're using things like affirmations, how many of you used affirmations? Okay, do they work?
Whilst you're saying them, possibly.
Okay, so I found the same, and I love Louise Hay and I love her writings, but it wasn't her. 10 years ago, this man here, has anybody heard of him?
Who's that?
Emoto?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and it was him that convinced me to put affirmations on these cards, because what he did, if anybody doesn't know who he was, he died actually this time last year, wasn't it? Just before Christmas. And what he did was he realised that sound could change the molecules in water and in sand, and he thought, I wonder if words could do the same. So he collected water from all over the planet and he froze it, and he wrote on the files things like love, awesome, hate, I hate you, etc., etc. And they all actually changed. All these molecules actually changed. Some being beautiful and some not being so beautiful. So with that, and also because there's 70% water, by placing the cards on us, can you see, I am powerful, I am successful, you are actually using that energy to say who you really are, not who you've learned to be. And like I say, you can easily check it by placing the card on you, and if you were going backwards, then you've learned not to be. Okay, if you're going left and right, it means your mind is in the past or the future, and you need it to get into the now and be into the flow. So, powerful pioneers. The rest of the card, a time to focus on the red square energy is when we are matching our passion with our vision, or when old ways no longer work for us and we need to get out of our comfort zone and experiment in new ways of birthing of the new. Now, it's so funny because we went to see the suspension bridge yesterday, and I always want to know whose birth, you know, when people's birth signs are and what their life path numbers are. And Brunel was actually an Aries. And that meant he was a powerful pioneer. He was also a number 9, and later, after we've done the break, we will be doing your life path numbers and see what you are. He was a number 9. That means he was a humanitarian. He had great vision, and he worked for mankind. And you can see by his creations what he actually left on this planet. Do you see? So you've got to know what your life purpose is, what your number is, what you've come down here to do. If you're a number 5, you're very creative and you can do it through your voice or through music, because you'll be using this here. If you're a Virgo there will be working out her number as well, so she'll be a communicator as well. Okay, but this particular one, and even, you know, when we watch on the iPlayer, because we haven't got to tell you, we watch on the iPlayer Strictly Come Dancing. I'm going to when's it? Let's do her birthday. And one of them's your birthday, isn't it? 11th of Feb. I'll go, oh, so you're looking at people very, very differently. You're looking at them energetically. Are you the same?
No, that's my mum's birthday.
Oh, is it? So I already know your mother. Okay, so you're looking at people very energetically. You're not looking at them of what they do or by their name or anything else. You're looking at them energetically, which is a really, really brilliant way to look at people. It really is brilliant. So we'll do that afterwards, and then we'll balance check your life purpose number. So the energy activates the natural leader and pioneer spirit within us. It is the energy that guides our first step into anything. Red square energy is fiery and passionate and loves to initiate everything. So it's the motivating force within us that pushes us into action with passion to create to our highest potential. So if you're starting something new, then you would have that at the top of your pack. Okay, because you never work in ones anymore when they're tuned in. You'd have that at the top of your pack. It's also got at the back here, you can see it's got the square energy. The square reflects foundation, stability, physical strength, and feeling solidity. Red reflects life energy, the zest of driving force. Turquoise reflects calmness and immunity, calms down nervous tension, because when you are using red, you really need to calm it down as well. And if you know anything about the zodiac and astrology, you'll see that everybody has an opposite sign. So the Libra would go with the Aries to calm the Aries down. Do you see? So this is the red and blue on this. The base chakra, that reflects our relationship with our physical body and with the material world. It grounds us into physical existence, allowing all our needs to be met. When balanced, we are safe and secure. We are safe and secure, and we totally believe it. And when the fears come up, we rebalance them. Do you see? You have a number, which we'll go through later. Aries, Capricorn is the zodiac. Gemstones are the diamond. Inspires creativity, ingenuity, inventiveness and brilliance in the world of the new. Ruby is passion, self-love, planetary influences. Now they are our needs and drivers. So our basic needs have got to be met, because if they're not being met, we have learnt a fear. We have learnt a fear. So we need our basic basic needs, which are in this book here. You've read this book, haven't you? You're getting through it. You're getting through it. Has anybody heard of the film The Secret? Okay, so I've always believed that I've created my reality on some level, even when I was doing the shite. I've always believed I have done it. So I know I had a sense of abandonment when I was a child because I put myself in boarding school at the age of 4. So I know I did. You know, I can see it now clearly. I can also see how I realigned that by working as a counsellor in the 60s in an orphanage. So I realigned my energy, rebalanced my inner child by working that. We're always rebalancing ourselves anyway, but by default. So which is the one that you know puts you back into lifts your spirits? Celia.
Say again,
So what would lift your spirits? Would it be colour? Would it be music? Would it be
music and art? It is.
Music and art, and that would get you back into yeah. So it would rebalance you. What do children do 500 times a day? I used to teach this actually.
Can I ask the question why?
No, well, how do they get back into balance?
Well, 500 times a day you say that they do.
Yes, they do. They do say why, but they actually laugh.
Oh, right.
And that puts them back into balance. It's a very natural thing to do. So laughing puts you back into balance. Do you see? Dancing, anything can get you to put you back into balance. So we're always doing it. It might be walking out in nature that will put you back into balance. It might be just walking. And you know, you just said that to me earlier, didn't you? Walking is, this is how I get therapeutic. Yeah, exactly. So we're always doing it. We're always doing things to get us back into balance, but we're actually doing them by default and not with intention. With this technique, we're doing it with intention. Okay? So our needs and drivers are our planetary influences. Mars is energy and action, self-passion, physical drive, courage, initiative, spontaneity. Saturn, logic, security, perseverance. So you keep going. The earth element is, we have 4. Bob Proctor, sorry. Oh yeah, this book here. In Cambridge, when we were in Cambridge, I used to show all my students this film, The Secret, and also, what the bleep do you know? But The Secret was one of my favourites. I just loved it. And every time I saw it, I saw something different in it. And I had the opportunity. No, I must have created it. A meeting in London with Bob Proctor, the guy who does the narrating. Have you seen it? Yeah. He does the narrating. Yeah. So it was a meeting with him, and there was about 500 people in the room, and he said, "Why don't you write a book?" And I said, "What a good idea," I said to Alan. And he goes, "He wasn't talking to you." And I said, he was. And within 3 months, this book was in my hand. And he published it. And that's how creation works. And only last year, creation works like that. You get your aha moments, you take action and you do it. So the balance procedure was actually born. Now it is an accredited course all over the world. So you can actually become you can just do a level 1 where you learn to do it with your friends and family, your animals, or you can be a practitioner in the balance procedure and get insurance all over the world. So if you wanted to go to Australia or New Zealand or America or Canada or Germany or wherever, you would have an actual job to do because you could become a practitioner in all of those countries, 12 altogether. This is because I am passionate about what I do and I totally believe it. Now, I don't ever teach anything I don't practice. So with all of my things that I have taught and practiced, like aromatherapy, Reiki, NLP, anatomy, physio, all of the stuff, there's only two things I teach, because I practice them, and that's Nordic walking and the balance procedure. Everything else, because I don't practice it, I don't teach it. Do you see? I only teach what I'm passionate about and what I need to learn about, what I need. So I am getting my needs met just by looking at you lot. Because I'm getting my needs met, do you see? So within the card, you do have all of this energy, and on the last bit of this card, you have the physical. Now the physical is your adrenals, the skeletal, the teeth, the nails, the hair, the legs and the feet. If they are out, then you need to put that card on the top. Because, like I say, ill health is one of the big fears, and when you're in balance, you actually are well. You are well. You are safe, you're secure, you're a pioneer, and you're free. So we'll have a break now. I'll just take all these cards in, and then when we come back, I'll show you how to tune in all the cards, and then we'll do your life path numbers. Would you all like to know your life path numbers and see what your purpose is, and see if you are in alignment with it or whether you're holding yourself back? Because you go backwards. Okay, so what we're going to do now is your life path purpose. So being in balance, who are you? What do you want, and where are you now? They are the three basic questions that you will be asked if you went to a practitioner. So the number aspect on the universal symbol cards have meaning and energy that can raise our personal vibration. We all have a set of personal numbers. These numbers describe our talents, attitude and our heart's desires, enabling us to evolve and develop in this lifetime. This does not mean that you will only need these numbers, only that they will be more likely to be able to empower when life seems an effort. They will gently put us back into balance and remind us of where we need to be. Our personal numbers are worked out from our date of birth and our age. They are a guide or blueprint that holds a unique vibration. So what we're going to do first of all, which is the most important number, is your life path number. And that is the day you are born. So if you can, I'll just put mine up here. Usually I have a flip chart, but I've given it to Edward. We need it for band practice. So 0410, don't forget to put the 9 in if you're 50. Okay, so the 4th of the 10th, 1950. So 4, 5, 6, you don't have to count to 9, and 5 is 11. So 11, 1 and 1 equals 2. So my life path number is 2.
How do you do with the 9? And that's a hopeless one. Put the 9 in.
You know, if you have a 9, you don't have to count 9 in anything.
No,
It doesn't count. But he wants me to count 9, so I will. 4, 5, 6, 15, 20. 2 equals 2. Okay, so I am a life path number 2. But if you have 9 in any sum, you don't have to count it.
Do it.
That's good.
You're 11 or 20 now.
No, 2.
Why don't you have the
vibration of 11
11
and 22.
Yes, no, you only bring it down. Oh, we're only working with 1 to 9. We're working with.
Why don't you count the 1?
Because in mathematics, it's a silent. It's a silent. You come down to the same.
What if there's 2 9s, meaning the additional number is 18 and 6?
Should be 9.
Oh yeah, of course, only 2 9s.
Okay, so I am. We bring it down to, because I'm working with the Chaldean chart now, not the Pythagoras chart. Yeah. So we're working with 9 numbers. So you bring it down to a single number.
Yeah.
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 So has everybody got a number?
Do you classes the numbers?
Yeah.
Not your personal year. The day you were born.
The day, yeah.
The day you were
And
born.
the year.
And the year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Life path number Okay, so if you can all stand up, and exactly like we did before, if you stand with your feet shoulder width apart and place your life path number on your, you can sit down and do it, you'll have a feeling place. Honestly, I know you're having a feeling place. Okay, so
That face
always
forward.
yeah.
Oh, the picture.
Yeah, simple.
Symbol facing.
Okay, and then go inwards. So just relax and go inwards, and then just see which way your body goes. If it goes left, right, forward, or back. Okay, when you've done something, open your eyes and sit down. You'll balance another minute. Okay, so you remembered what it was. If you're going forward, you are now, in the now, you are doing your life purpose. If you are going to the back, you're coming from the amygdala, so you're holding yourself back. If you're going to the right, you are being influenced by the past. And if you are going to the left, then you are being influenced by the future. What if, what if, what if? So if it's back, staying still, left or right, you have a fear going on that could be conscious or unconscious, but you do have that fear that is alive in you now. You do not need to know what it is or where it has come from. You do not need to know that.
Oh, I know exactly what it is.
Because we do not give it energy. We do not give it energy whatsoever. Yes.
What if you went forward, but you feel like you have some of those fears anyway?
It's not about, what we're doing now is we're deliberately, with intention, doing your life purpose. So your other things could come from something else, okay? So this is just doing, yeah. So this is with this intention in mind, yeah?
What if you went in like two directions? Like, I went forwards, but I could feel my left leg. I was leaning slightly to the left.
To the left. It means part of your mind is being influenced by the future.
Okay.
So there could be one of these fears going on, you know, that's future based.
Okay.
Sorry, is it right for the past influence and left for present influence?
It's right is the past, so it could be a past life or hereditary. The left is future.
Okay.
Future based, so when you're thinking of something in the future, but this could be unconscious.
So kind of fear-based?
Yes.
Okay.
These are all fear-based. If you are staying still, you are feeling stuck. You have a fear of moving forward. If you are going back, then you've learned something to hold you back. If you are going forward, you are in the flow. You are doing what your life purpose. Okay? Okay, so now we will see what you're all made of. I was saying to somebody during the break, you know, Brunel was a number 1, and so was Hitler. He was Aries. He was an Aries, and balanced, independent, enthusiastic, eager, lives in the present, daring, original, strength, energy, vitality, life, sexuality, power, alertness and abundance. Imbalanced, domineering, arrogant, self-pitying, self-indulgent, quick-tempered, impolite, brutal, fear of death and fear of poverty. Anybody number 1? No, that's not you. Okay, number 1 symbolises the creator and power. A life path 1 represents independence, determination and strength. You will make your own path in the world by using your ability to think and act for yourself. The spirit of number 1 is to be able to pass through many different situations and transformations without changing its essence. So you are quite a pioneer in your and independent of the eternal. Would you say that was you? Yes! And I want you to recognise who you are. Do you see what I mean? So it's...
To go forward. To move forward with the card. No, when you've done this.
Slightly to the left.
Oh, touch to the left.
Slightly, oh, we'll get you back into balance then because you know this is who you are. Yeah? Yeah, so we'll get you moving, we'll do all of them in a minute together. Anybody number 2? You know who
Sorry
you
about
are.
that.
Anybody number 3? 3. The number 3, and you are doing exactly, but did you go forward? Okay, the number 3 symbolises creativity, inspiration, and embraces the joy of living. 3s follow the path of self-expression and enjoy activities in a harmonious atmosphere. 3 is naturally a lucky number and spreads optimism and cheerfulness. 3s are creative and usually enjoy music, writing, singing, and acting. They are also imaginative and a joy to be around. 3 has the potential to be powerful public speakers and can effectively inspire and motivate all those around them. They make excellent teachers, whether in the home or the workplace. Would you say that was you? Yes! It is brilliant when you know who you are. You can see this energy within you. And I bet you can't wait now to hear what yours is, can you? Who's number 4? We've got 3 4s here. And she's a 4 as well, and she's a Virgo. It's the art of love. It's the art of love. Number 4 symbolises the organiser and creates security and harmony. It balances work and play. 4 builds firm foundations and is efficient and trustworthy. 4 is busy and productive. Number 4 has strong willpower and a steadfast energy and a reassuring presence. Intuition is the essence of number 4's earthly foundations. Look, she's going, yes, yes, he is. Can you recognise yourself? I can recognise yourself in that, definitely. Who else was the number 4? Did you recognise yourself in that? I recognise you and I don't even know you. I recognise you. Who is number 5? Oh, we've got 2 number 5s here. 3 number 5s. 3 number 5s. 5 symbolises adventure, resourcefulness, and is joyful at heart. It radiates a love of life. It is multifaceted and knowledgeable in a wide variety of ways. 5's knowledge is esoteric and has the authority over things unseen. Number 5 balances risk and responsibility and enjoys performing in front of an audience. I told you Ed was a 5, didn't I? Who else is a 5 here? Enjoys, is this true?
I don't know, some of it maybe.
5s are versatile, multi-talented and inspirational motivators. Did you all go forward?
I didn't actually, but I recognise myself.
Brilliant, brilliant. Do you recognise yourself in here? Do you recognise?
Apart from the balancing risk and whatever it was.
Responsibility.
Yeah, I'm not very responsible.
Okay.
It's quite responsible.
Okay, so, but everything else you recognise there?
I suppose being not responsible can sometimes lead to performing in front of an audience.
Look, you know,
That's
you're
the adventure as well.
There is time.
That can be adventure.
It's the art of communication.
What happens there, because I was thinking actually when you're doing the date, because I was born very close to midnight, does that change things? Does that
No.
Depends what time of year.
No, if you were born before midnight or after midnight, it's, you know, you're a number 5. And this isn't the only energy you've got. Let's go to number 6. How many number 6s have we got? 1, 2, maybe 3. Okay, so number 6 symbolises sensitivity, compassion, harmony and charisma. The number 6 is the love that unites all of the humanity through the integration of the masculine and feminine polarities. Number 6 is magnetic in attracting love, fun and social interaction. 6 expresses inner divinity through teaching and guidance. It also symbolises abundance. 6 flourishes at anything it tries. Do you recognise yourself in that? Yes.
I do, yeah. Visionary, definitely.
Yes.
And also, yeah, I'm doing everything I do.
Yeah.
Artist, top rated local
Love
artist.
it. Love it.
Top rated in politics. Top rated, really.
Yes. Exactly that.
I'm crap at nothing I try.
Yes.
But,
Brilliant.
yeah.
Brilliant. Love it. Who else was number 6? Did you recognise yourself in that? No, you haven't recognised yourself yet. Did you go backwards, forwards, left or right, or did you stay still?
Forwards and backwards.
So it's getting you back into alignment, moving forward. So this actually is who you are. So sometimes we learn not to do what, our life purpose. So let's get you back into balance in a minute. And then you'll recognise yourself. And you'll wake up in the middle of the night and go, aha! This is who I am. And something will come through. Number 7. We've got 2 7s. We've got 2 7s. 7 symbolises mysticism and enjoys an amazingly rich inner life. 7 is imaginative and proficient in deep thought, has a powerful open mind with a wealth of original thoughts and creativity. 7, though an abstract thinker, intellectual, inventive and enigmatic, also enjoys solitude and likes to display knowledge in public. Finding the underlying answers in everything relating to nature and the meaning of the universe is typical of a 7, who will link the practical to the theoretical and the conventional to the unconventional. 7 posits success, talent and efficiency and is naturally sensitive and is able to assist mankind. Yes? Yes. Okay. I did have a lady on Sunday that was a number 1 and she was sitting there and she kept saying, I'm not a number 1. I'm not a number 1. I'm not one. I want to see if I'm an 8 as well. We are everything. We are everything. But we've come down to, life purpose and... I'm not putting your leg up. No, I'm not. I know. I recognise myself in a lot of things as well. The art of transformation is the 8. So I am an alchemist. The number 8 in mathematics is the symbol of infinity. It's known as the Lamasgate. Turned 90 degrees, it becomes the number 8 and represents continuation, repetition and eternal spiral motions of cycles. It maintains the balance between material prosperity and spiritual achievement and brings a plentiful harvest. Number 8 shows love and affection freely, is a natural leader, extremely intuitive and able to sum up situations instantaneously.
Lost your pen.
Yes? Yes, good. Who else was number 8? Recognise yourselves in that? Yeah? A natural way for most of us, when we were children, I said to you we do this by default, we've been doing it by default for years, is this. How many of you drew that pattern when you were little? Or even now? Yeah?
I do that.
Does anybody doodle like that?
Yeah.
Some of you will do, some of you will have. And it's really to get you back into balance. So it's another way of getting back into balance, as above, as below, and we're bringing everything from above down into the manifestation, into this physical realm. So we would do that to bring us back into balance. But like again, now you will never do that by default. You will do it because you need it. Yeah? Okay, so anybody number 9? All numbers are number 9. 9 in the Chaldean chart, so it's a very sacred number. Who else was a number 9? So I've got 2 number 9s. Number 9 flows and is reflective of universal love. 9 is philosophical, intuitive, and has an inborn wisdom, deep inspiration and broad visualization. Number 9 is liberal, charitable and altruistic. It has positive feelings towards the world and shares experiences benefiting mankind, a humanitarian. 9 expresses compassion, sympathy and understanding and tolerance. Yes. 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 Brunel was number 9 as well. Okay.
So where did all the characteristics come from to each of the numbers and who actually
I did.
but how?
When I was writing this book, I kept getting aha moments. So they kept coming, and I knew when it wasn't quite right. For me, I knew it just didn't feel right. So that's when it all kind of changed. But most of the time, I don't know if you've ever had that feeling of being in the flow, and it just
Usually
writes
go about 2 in
itself.
the morning and just go in the office and then just switch off and I'll wake up.
Edward does exactly the same with his
And
music.
it's got
That's the best way to write a book, though,
Yeah.
when you're connected to you.
Yeah, and I could write for 3 or 4 days, and then just everything would just, and I wouldn't even eat. He'd have to come and say to me, and I said, just bring me water. And if kind of food or nothing matters when you're in that flow.
Yeah, you can't say, I'm going to go out and write my book now. You just wake up and you think, oh,
Yeah, it's there,
yeah.
yeah. So that's how it all came. But there's a wealth of knowledge in there and a wealth of experience, because really it is my life that I'm really writing about and my experiences. And one of the things that, because I've done the tapping, I've been, done the B-set-free fast and the aromatherapy, the reflexology. So I do have a wealth of knowledge because I have taught and practiced most of this stuff on an energetic level. When I first started teaching aromatherapy, even touching another woman was, where's the red light? Do you see? But I've always had a pioneering spirit. I'm not a number 1, I'm a number 2, but I've always been able to use a pioneering spirit. So saying to somebody a drop of oil can change, the way you're feeling, the way you're being, but I mean now you can't even buy washing up liquid without having aromatherapy oils, because people know now the sense of smell, because a lot of work and a lot of effort and a lot of learning has gone into all of this stuff, all of this energy. The same with meditation and all of that. I mean, I used to teach that too. Now I don't need to, because you're automatically putting yourself in a state of balance just by putting your cards on you and moving forward. So one of the big things for me was observation as well, looking at everybody. And I noticed when people were having a shock, what they did, and then let go of their breath. Why do they do that naturally? You have a shock and you don't you do it naturally, don't you? Why? Why do you do that?
Instant reactions to the breath, the last breath.
It's really quite simple. Well, touch is one of the, I think that's why I taught massage, because touch is so important. It's so important. But it's not just that. You remember I said to you, everything starts with a thought, and then you self-talk and da-da-da-da. You do that so you can think more clearly. So you actually get taking your breath in, exactly what you do with the balance procedure, so you can think more clearly of the next step of moving forward. What is it I want? What is it I need? Do you see? So you're always focusing on what you need and what you want rather than what is. Because if you are feeding what is, you will know by your body You'll go into your emotions and then your fight and flight or your relaxation. So you always know if you are in alignment with what you actually want and need, your basic needs. Yeah?
Shall we put them back?
So now what we'll do, no, they haven't done it yet. So now what we'll do is all stand up and we need to finish. No, but you don't have this.
No, we can't.
Okay, so even if you were going forward, now you have learned more, you have more knowledge on who you are. So you have more knowledge, so you're coming from a different place now. And every one of you recognised yourself in what we just did. But I still want you to use 2 hands, and I want you to take a deep breath in. Anchor your intention with the word balance and let go of your breath. Then 1 hand down. Has everybody felt the force forward? Yeah? If not, we can have another go. Okay, sit down if you've got done it. Okay. Can you see how knowledge as well?
Oh, that's quite amazing inside. I'm feeling some energy inside.
Everything is energy. So, do you remember what I said to you in the first place? That life, all of the world is a reflection, or your reality is a reflection of how you think and feel. If everything in there, you are seeing powerful pioneers, people who are free, flexible and passionate, authentic and inquisitive, equal, wealthy and generous, creative and successful, imaginative visionaries, spiritual, intuitive and psychic, inspiring alchemists and intentional creators, you are in balance. And if not, if you are blaming anybody for your reality, for your situation, there is a fear going on and you are actually combing the mirror, so nothing will change. It has to change in here. So you saying, you know, with the cards, I am safe, I am secure. It gets rid of the poverty, the fear of poverty, the fear of criticism, the fear of ill health, the fear of loss of love, the fear of loss of freedom, the fear of criticism, the fear of death, and the fear of old age. Okay? And you can use it in absolutely anything. I'll give you we'll do one last demonstration after Alan's told you how to actually tune the cards in.
Okay. The cards come in 9, as Jenny said, in 9. You put them in a little box, and that's where they want to be. So when you first get them, if you want to buy them tonight, they're £10 for the cards and the book. There's a chapter in every chapter is a different card, so it explains it all. That's a £10. If you get them, spend about 10-15 minutes when you first get them doing what I'm going to show you now. Get one card at a time. Have no particular thought, you're just tuning them in. Feet facing forward, one card, and just test. If you go forward, great, back in the box. Get your next card. If you go back, 2 hands on, till you come forward. That's now tuned in. And go through them just like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 9. Once they've all gone forward, individually, that's tuned them in, that's now tuned in. So it's just to test it, all 9 together, good. And what I do every day, I get my cards and I say to myself, am I in balance? Yes. Then I say to myself, what am I doing today? I'm going to be here in Bristol, talking to all these lovely people, and the truth is I want to be successful, people interested in what I've got to say, and I test it. If I'm going back, I've got something running, doesn't matter what it is, just go, no. I want this to happen, I want to feel successful, I want everybody to enjoy it, good, I'm going forward. And then if you've got anything big going on, say for instance you've got like, at the moment with me I'm looking to improve my health, my fitness level, because I've got dropped a little bit over the last few months. I've been busy with moving house, been eating a load of junk food, I've put a bit of weight on, so I'm getting a bit unfit at the moment, so I want to be fitter. So I picture myself being fitter in a few months' time, running again, getting back into my military fitness I used to do. I have a big picture of that and I test it. And if I'm going back, I've got a few days running. No, that's good. And then if over time I start getting back into it again. So don't beat yourself up. Don't have to do this every day. Just do it sort of like I've just showed you. And give it a go. Do it for a couple of weeks till you get in the flow of it and see if you like it. And if you do, come and do a workshop. Jenny does a lot of workshops now online on Google Plus, so you can learn the whole thing, level 1, 2, and the trainers all online if you want to, or go to one of our trainers and do a workshop. There's trainers all over the country. Or we'll come back down here and do a workshop in here for you if you like, if there's enough interest. If anybody has got a place that want to organise us to come back, we'll come and do a workshop. So it's all pretty inexpensive. We don't charge too much for everything because it's sort of a suck it and see thing, see how you get on with it. And you'll be surprised and amazed how quickly you'll get into it. And what Jenny was saying earlier on about seeing people differently, we had a builder called Shane was working for us the last few months in the new house, and he was very slow, everything had to be just right. And he was on day rate, so I'm getting a bit peeved off. So I'm, in a normal conversation, you meet somebody for the first time. Hello, Seamus. What do you do? How old are you? Married or kids? That sort of thing. You have a normal conversation. Jenny sees somebody for the first time. It's, what's your date of birth? Oh, you're a Virgo. And it turned out, I've come complaining to Jenny, that bloody Seamus, he's so slow, I'm going to have to get him to say. She goes, no. Seamus is a Virgo. He's a number, whatever, I can't remember that. He was a number whatever. So he's going to be deliberate, he's going to be taking his time, but he'll do a good job. And now, look at him differently. And she was right.
And you balance.
And I balance as well, obviously. I balanced on after I fell out. But the thing was, once I realised that, I had a feeling of what Seamus really was, my whole attitude changed. And the guy did a marvellous job. The floor did a really good job on the floor. He did the kitchen as well, and he did a nice job on that as well. But what I was seeing, I was angry, frustrated, this slow person, why do you get a move on? I'm paying him too much money. But over time, he was a wonderful worker for us because I started seeing him energetically. So if you can start seeing all your friends in the same way, get a date of birth, look in your book, take a few notes, and then see them then. And people you don't get on with so much at work, find out about them and start seeing them energetically. Start seeing the world energetically. And the world will change. You will change, that will change.
Closed groups as well. But this particular lady, she wasn't a specialist, but she was in a room like we are now, and she'd never heard of the balance procedure, and she'd never heard really of energy in that kind of sense. And she came up and she was an example, and I said to her, is there anything that you would like to change? And she said, it's not me, it's one of my clients. And I said, but would you like that to change? And she said, not really, and I don't believe what you're saying. And I said, well, that's okay. I said, shall we balance check you? And she said yes. And she went flying back. Okay, so I said, would you like to share, what it is? And she had a 94-year-old client. She was a chiropodist. She had a 94-year-old client. Now, the next evening, she wrote, I just wanted to let you know what happened the following day after learning about taking on board the balance procedure. And she was very adamant, wasn't she? She was very cross. And she said, if you remember, I had a really awkward, not to mention quite nasty at times, client to visit the following day, and was all ready to tell her that I needed to cut down my client list and she would have to find someone else to offer her chiropody treatments. She was just causing me too much worry, anxiety and stress. However, after balancing the cards that night when I got home and going through the balance procedure the following morning before going to work, my booking with said client was totally different than usual and as expected. I went in with a positive and happy attitude, and she was so nice it felt like I was treating a different person. She even apologised at one point for talking about herself and hadn't asked me how the ulcers on my legs were healing. I came away quite amazed and have carried out the balance procedure quite a few mornings since then. I hope I do believe, and this wasn't a one-off coincidence, and will continue with the cards. My next visit will tell. Anyway, just wanted to say thank you for a really lovely, thought-inspiring and interesting evening. So can you see things change? Because you change. Whatever you are thinking is going to be out there, it's going to be reflected back. So you need to kind of be aware, always observing your life. You are responsible for it. It is yours, and you are the only person that can change it. And the easiest, simplest way to do this is with the balance procedure cards, the symbols, because you are using all energy, you are totally looking at everything, and you are owning everything. You are owning absolutely everything. And these fears come up in a second, a millisecond. So you know when I showed you that list on the emotional scale? I mean, when you're thinking of something that is really inspiring, really happy, you could be right up there. And within a millisecond, if somebody comes in front of you, you can be frustrated, angry, and that's when you put your hand straight up there and you take a deep breath in. Because you've already anchored your intention in the morning with the balance procedure, and that's all it needs for that situation to change before your very eyes. I know this for a fact. Thank you all very much.